Yeah. And I know individuals who have been paid exceptionally well because the company wants to keep them.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And, throwing freebies at them and everything. So,
Yeah.
so they want to leave, but they know that no other company will pay them as well. But they're
That's right.
unhappy in their job. And
Yes.
they're making mint,
Yes.
but they're not
unhappy.
happy in the job.
So it makes you wonder. I mean, when people say money isn't everything, I don't know. Money certainly can buy a lot of entertainment.
I think there's a backward bending graph somewhere
That is a
where
backward bending graph.
if you're making so much money but you got no time to spend it.
Yeah, that was the point.
That was
right?
the point. So
Yeah.
I know this individual who's making tons of money but never taken a vacation since
Yeah.
2001.
I think that's sad.
And
That is so sad.
and she's so wealthy now, but absolutely miserable because you can't
Makes
even
you
spend it.
wonder.
Yeah. So she's the crazy rich Asian who's not crazy, and can't spend the money because you have no time. So once again, I'm just jealous. That's all. But
Yes.
I'm just being salty.
I was just thinking, gosh, Adrian sounds so salty.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to another episode of Career Success with Adrian Yen.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, and it's a wonderful end of the year spirit in the air, which I'm feeling.
Okay.
Christmas decorations are up,
All right.
carols are being played.
Okay.
Mariah Carey is on air all the time, and it's driving me nuts. But as we approach the Christmas season, we get a lot of questions from our clients who are basically reflecting upon the year that's gone and the year ahead.
2024 went by so quickly.
It was so fast, and that's why.
Is it because we're getting older?
Yes, we are, and also because I think time passes faster in the 21st century because we're distracted by so many other things.
That's true. That's
so
true.
we don't really realize the smaller things in
Yeah,
life that
yeah.
happen, and time just shoots us by. And even as our clients are reflecting on the year past and the year ahead, they're thinking about what's next. And today
Yep.
we're going to talk about
Is it more of the same?
more the same, or are you locked in by the golden handcuff? Are you suffering from the golden handcuff syndrome? And we're going to talk about it today. My name is Adrian, and I'm the CEO and founder of Career Agility International. And Yen is our co-founder and executive director. And together, we are Career Agility. We help individuals like you to succeed in your career through career strategy and through career agility. And the
Yeah.
whole idea is we want you to be happy wherever you are.
And have more time for the things that are important.
Yes. And today we're going to talk about this interesting syndrome called the golden handcuff syndrome.
No, you're not really good with the dramatic
Cannot,
voice.
I need to get trained. The golden handcuff syndrome.
So what led to this? Was there a recent question or an inquiry?
You see, it's very funny because the term golden handcuff is normally reserved for very top senior executives. They don't want you to leave. They throw you lots of money, retention strategies.
yeah.
But it's not just reserved for the top tier of
Yep.
individuals.
Yep.
We are seeing increasingly a lot of people are being handcuffed to their jobs.
Yep.
And when I was headhunting, I used to have a lot of difficulty in coaxing these individuals out. And one of the job of the headhunter is not just to introduce great candidates to the client. You need to be able to find the weak points of the individual so that you can stick a knife in, dig it out, and pull him out. You see?
That sounds so manipulative.
It is. It is.
It sounds very manipulative.
Because a lot of times the candidates that we find for our clients are good in their jobs. They don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So we want to find the weak points. And we find that many people who don't want to leave for valid reasons or otherwise, they have a golden handcuff. And there are different forms of golden handcuffs.
Yeah, some are more shiny than others.
Yeah, and some are rusty. And so we want to explore today what's this concept of the golden handcuff syndrome. And by the way, it's a term which we phrase, so we're going to copyright it when it becomes viral. It's a golden handcuff.
I usually use ball and chain,
Yeah.
cage.
But it's more clickbaity, you see. Golden handcuff syndrome. The
mud,
man with the golden handcuff.
the mangrove swamp. You step in and you can't get out.
The bear trap.
Quicksand.
So,
Yeah.
So there are lots of reasons why
you're stuck.
And you're stuck
Yes.
in the mud. But because it's good, that's why it's not stuck because you're stuck because it's bad. It's stuck because it's good. That's why it's called a golden handcuff syndrome. So from our experience, we see many people who are reluctant to leave their jobs.
Nothing wrong with that.
And nothing wrong with that. But then they are so reluctant. They stay
And
in
they
a
get
job.
like evil headhunters like you who go like, hey, are you sure you're happy?
Yeah, but you know what? Then they
Do
stay in a
you
job for
know?
18 years and they ossify and they calcify.
And that's a choice.
Yeah.
And that's a choice. So you can't save them all.
And they're unhappy with their jobs, okay? But they don't want to leave because of...
You think they're unhappy, but
they
actually
are
maybe they're
unhappy.
perfectly happy in their
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Oh, maybe, you see. But
Yeah.
if you
You're just
are
playing
in a
devil's
situation-
advocate, aren't
of course
you?
I am. But if you're in a situation where you do feel handcuffed to your job, this episode is for you.
Yeah.
Now, there are 3 types of golden handcuffs we're going to talk about today. And the first one is about the psychological handcuff. Yen, can you tell me?
We haven't talked about why it's a golden handcuff. So we've got to start talking about the definition of the handcuff.
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
When you say good, what do you mean by good? So the salary is good. You feel appreciated by the people around you. The company, not government, the company appears to have a long-term plan for you. You may be dangled a couple of carrots each time they sense you are unhappy. They'll put a little carrot there.
yeah.
Like, oh, we'll
They'll
give
put
you this
you- they'll
project.
put you a little,
we'll give you
yeah.
we'll give you some training.
Yeah.
You can go attend these conferences. By the way, this conference costs $10,000. FYI, this is a benefit, the retention strategy. Here's some restricted share units. So you don't want to leave because the exit barrier becomes very high. So
And
that
that's
would be
your-
the term for a golden handcuff.
So you're handcuffed to the company and you don't want to leave.
Or you feel like even if you did think about leaving, the barrier to an exit is very high because there is going to be a painful cost to your pocket if you
Or-
were to leave, because
and
you
it may
walk
not
away
bring-
from
yeah.
bonuses or commissions and
commissions
stocks.
are an amazing way of locking someone in.
Oh,
They'll only pay you for the
definitely.
next year.
And there are organizations that do that. Most companies will pay you whenever the bill gets paid or
Yeah.
when the invoice gets paid, or they pay you quarter on quarter, or there are some forms that are very fair. But there are some organizations that pay you this year's bonus at the end of next year,
Yeah.
which is
Which is criminal.
terrible.
Yeah, which is criminal. You cannot do that.
Terrible.
And you know,
But
if
it's a
and if they
handcuff.
do sense that you are leaving the company, they'll fire you so you don't get it. I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, yeah. So
So-
some of these handcuffs come with barbs.
Yes, correct. So it's not always golden, but they're handcuffs.
So the golden handcuff has got barbs, a special mechanism that the moment it senses that you're unhappy, it gives you an electrical jolt
Yes.
to remind you
that
that
that's-
you owe your allegiance.
we own
to
you.
this-
We own you.
to
It's
the
almost like
corporate.
the mafia, right? So that's why today we're going to talk about the golden handcuffs. And so, what are some of the types of golden handcuffs?
Yeah, so we start with the psychological one.
Tell me more about that.
So a psychological handcuff is when you perhaps have done so much groundwork. You have taken 5 years to get educated, you've got the qualifications, you've paid for the certifications, you've gone for the exams, you hate the job.
Yeah.
You're thinking, God, well, you don't hate it, but it's not exactly going to bring you joy. But you feel like because you've already put so much sacrifice
Yeah.
and effort into it,
Your sunk cost,
it would be
basically.
waste of
Yeah,
time
your
and
sunk
effort.
cost.
And you'll never hear the end of it from your parents. You go, like, I put you through university, it cost me $200,000.
I paid for your law school degree. You don't want to be a
and
lawyer.
You have to, you know, do the job,
Yeah.
so to speak. So that would be the psychological one.
And I think the other psychological handcuff is when you're being paid so well,
Yeah.
you're living at that standard,
Yes.
and you're thinking, if I leave this job now,
What if?
What if, you know? And if I get a job that's paying less, you know, does it mean I've got to give up my third car?
That's psychological / financial.
Yeah.
Sometimes the psychological component of that is
It's
keeping
the
up with the
financial piece,
Joneses.
yeah,
It's
correct.
keeping up with the Joneses. It's psychological.
But it's the fear of it. You see, it's not even the
Right.
financial fear. No one. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
psychological.
So it's psychological. Keep up with
Yeah,
my neighbor. My
correct.
neighbor's got a Beamer. I need to buy
Yeah.
a
bigger Beamer?
A Beamer. Yeah.
a Bieber, a Justin Bieber. So ultimately, you have that psychological fear
Yes.
of walking away.
Yes.
And
yeah.
sometimes companies and some evil bosses, they know how to play that game with you to trap you in. Financial handcuff is also another thing.
Yeah. So that would be when you know that there's money waiting for you. There was once when I reached out to a very, very high flying executive, and she wasn't in the mind to move. And I reached out to her and I'm like, okay, well, there's this opportunity. Would you consider? She went like, only if I get $1 million up front. And you know, at that point in time, many years back, she was not getting $1 million in compensation.
Okay.
but there was $1 million waiting for her in shares.
Oh, really? Well,
So-
good luck. As
so-
long as the shares hold up at that price, it's
Correct.
fine.
I mean, obviously it went up because
Yeah.
we're talking about a tech company.
Yeah.
But we all know that that is an exit barrier right there,
and you
because
know-
if she leaves the company, these are stocks that have not yet
Vested.
You know,
And they never will vest.
They'll just keep accumulating over
Correct.
time.
So in other words, your it's an imaginary number that you will never receive until you die.
or if ever. But the point is that it is there, even if it's
Yeah,
intangible.
the pot of gold, right?
It's a promise
Yeah,
it's a promise from her leaders.
yeah.
That it's waiting for you
Yeah.
if you just stay another 3 years. So,
But then
so
when you
I
get that
mean,
money,
but
there's
with
another
that,
part.
with
So
that, with that kind of remark, the way she said it, it felt very. Well, I don't know. It was like
arrogant.
arrogant.
Sounds
yeah.
arrogant. It's
Yeah.
arrogant.
Yeah.
But then again, that's where you're locked in,
Yes.
in the form of a psychological and financial, in this case, the
Yes.
pure financial.
It's pure financial.
Yeah. And I know individuals who have been paid exceptionally well because the company wants to keep them.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And, throwing freebies at them and everything. So,
Yeah.
so they want to leave, but they know that no other company will pay them as well. But they're
That's right.
unhappy in their job and
Yes.
they're making mint.
Yes.
But they're not happy in the job.
So it makes you wonder. I mean, when people say money isn't everything, I don't know. Money certainly can buy a lot of entertainment.
I think there's a backward bending graph somewhere
That is a
where
backward bending graph.
if you're making so much money but you got no time to spend it,
Yeah, that was the point.
that was
right?
the point. So
yeah.
I know this individual who's making tons of money but never taken a vacation since
Yeah.
2001.
I think that's sad.
and
That is so sad.
and she's so wealthy now, but absolutely miserable because you can't
Makes
even
you
spend it.
wonder.
Yeah. So she's
Yeah.
the crazy rich Asian who's not crazy, and can't spend the money because you got no time. So once again, I'm just jealous. That's all. But
Yes.
I'm just being salty.
I was just thinking, gosh, Adrian sounds so salty.
Yeah, Schadenfreude. Okay,
Yeah.
go check it up. Word for the week. And I think the third handcuff which
emotional.
we have seen is emotional handcuff.
Yeah.
Tell me more about emotional handcuffs.
I have a client. Well, yeah, I haven't spoken to her in a while. It's been tough. She was brought up in this company,
Mm-hmm.
and the leader gave her these opportunities and groomed her and built her up. And after this number of years, expects complete and utter loyalty and devotion. So she finds it really, really tough.
So her obligation to the boss or
Yeah.
obligation to the company?
Emotional to the boss.
To the boss.
So it's a tough one. Very, very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough. I mean, we've seen others who are very similar as well. They feel this obligation to be loyal because this person helped them in the past. For
Okay.
example, maybe they picked them up and built them up and helped them out. And then now you're quitting on them. You can't quit on them. Yeah.
I've seen.
And sometimes, right, with
Yeah.
such things, it's a big betrayal
Mm.
both ways. You feel like you're the one betraying your
Yeah,
leader,
yeah.
but the leader might also feel very betrayed. And by the way, as an aside, if you feel that you're kind of stuck, come talk to us. I will help you with your exit strategy.
Yeah.
Because I think in life's too short to stay unhealthy and
Yeah.
unhappy
Or
for
unhappy.
too long.
Yeah.
So I mean, unhealthy mentally,
Yeah.
because you're just going to
I've
stucking.
seen situations about emotional handcuffs where when they finally break the chain, it becomes an industry news. That, oh no, so and so broke away from this person who made it, who made him who he is, and everything. So
And if you don't exit properly,
yeah,
again, come talk to us. We'll help you with the exit
Yeah.
strategy. Because sometimes if it's done in such a bad way, it's like a very bad breakup. And then you get your boss, your leader, who feels you owed him, and now you've like bitten the hand that fed him.
yeah,
He's going to go around bad mouthing you,
yeah,
and then your career, your
yeah.
career gets truncated
Yes, correct.
because you've made an enemy
Yeah.
of an ex boss. You
Yeah.
know, it's just unpleasant.
So many situational things.
So many. So the emotional component
Yeah.
of the
And once
handcuff.
know this individual who felt emotionally handcuffed to the company because I built the business is the way it is. The team members,
Yeah.
if I quit, I'm letting all my team members down.
Right. It's delusion much.
Yeah.
Like, sense of self-importance.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel obligated to my boss.
Yes. Or to
And-
my team.
Or to my team.
Because I hired this person. I
Yeah.
can't quit this
Yeah,
person I
and-
hired.
And my answer to her is, if that precious teammate of yours got a better job, he's gonna leave you anyway. So all's
Or
fair in
not,
love and war.
or not. It needs navigation, it needs sensitivity, and it needs a strategy. So come talk to us.
So I also had this situation where this individual was so blindly loyal to his boss. Okay, that 18 years he was with the boss, which is nothing wrong with that. And the boss retired, and suddenly no more mentor, no more sponsor, no more air cover. And unfortunately, this boss stepped on a lot of toes. So the moment the emperor was gone, he was being Julius Caesar, 16, 18, 20 more steps in the back, and he had to die. Yeah.
But didn't his boss like help him plan an exit because the boss is retiring?
No, the boss can't give a shoot because it's like he's retiring, to your point. So sometimes loyalty, emotional handcuffs are imaginary or not there, but you feel the obligation for.
It's all our confusion ethics, I think.
Yeah. Confused. Yes. Confusion, I think. So it's being held by golden handcuffs good, or is it bad?
It's both. It's both. Obviously, context matters again. That's my favorite phrase in the last quarter.
Yes.
Because when something appears to be really shitty, but actually it's not, and there are some things that appear really good, but actually is not great.
Yeah.
So it's like the story of the bird in the. I can't remember, but there was a bird in the tree. And there was a poop. No,
I remember that one.
Something about poop not being all bad, and something about whatever. So not all that glitters is gold.
Words of wisdom from Yen.
I need more coffee.
It's Friday, so we excuse you.
So not all that glitters is gold.
And not all that brown is poop. So,
because inside that brown stone could be some crystals.
That's not a healthy thing if you got crystals in your poop. Okay, I don't mean crystals.
This is a very bad Friday joke, but there
terrible.
You go.
I think we're going downhill.
Okay. So is it good or bad? It's both.
I think it depends, right? Once again, it's nice that you're financially and all the good stuff's all there, but I think it's just like an old story about learned helplessness. No, the elephant.
Yes.
He sees the rope that's being.
It's not even a chain.
It's not even a chain, but because he thinks that it's a chain, he doesn't want to escape. So because from young he's been pulling at that chain and doesn't move. So a lot of times I believe the golden handcuffs are largely psychological, imaginary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it also depends on what life stage you're at. Yeah. And sometimes you need that handcuff because you need something to be a status quo until you've gotten over whatever hump. It could be maybe you're trying to study something, or maybe you're trying to help a family member who's got a medical condition. It could be so many things. Yeah. So good and bad, both.
I don't know,
Are we being overly judgmental about handcuffs? I think sometimes you want the handcuffs because I've obviously engineered handcuffs for people as well.
Yes.
Because the handcuffs work both ways. Whatever is tethered to me is tethered to you as well. And so it's an organization, they're contractually obligated.
I once negotiated, as a headhunter, a deal because my client was doing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
But they wanted him to join the company. It was a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
And I actually I baked into the contract that if they ever fired him, they have to give him, in the first 18 months if they fired him, they got to give him a payout of 1 year's salary.
So that's a parachute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a parachute to him. It's a handcuff to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you negotiate for the company to pay you for your education and then they bond you for a bit, it's a great handcuff to have.
Depends.
I think it's okay. At least
if you love the company, then it's fine.
And also if you expect the market to be crappy and challenging and volatile, then maybe it's not a bad
but they
thing.
can fire you anytime.
And at the same time, well, if they have to pay it out because there's going to be
but they paid out already. Okay. If they paid 200K for your INSEAD MBA,
right, and they want to let you go, then you're free.
You're free. Yeah.
Then you move on. It's okay. That's not a problem.
That's not a problem.
That's not a problem. So I think if it's a handcuff that has got a timer on it.
Yeah.
That's all right because we can plan around that timer.
You can.
It's when it's an ongoing handcuff and you don't see the end of that road.
Yeah.
And it's just incessant. I cannot imagine that psychological stress.
And I think if you are bound by a golden handcuff, one of the things you need to figure out is, as I said earlier, is it real? Is it imaginary?
Yeah.
And you can't have it all.
Yeah.
You can't have it all.
Yeah.
If it's a financial handcuff, then if you got to for your own career longevity, if you got to take a cut to move out, I think it's fine. Sometimes the handcuffs are actually the frills.
Yeah.
I had this client as well once. This candidate, he he had like this club memberships.
Mm.
Yeah, and the new company did not have club memberships.
So what?
Yeah, but to him, it's very important. I need to have this, I need to have that. This one doesn't have new club memberships. And it's like, yeah, okay, but look at everything else. So sometimes it's psychological. Sometimes they want it for face.
Yeah.
And you need to figure out, is it really that important in the bigger scheme of things?
And sometimes we want to think outside the box as well, because that example you gave was very binary.
Yeah.
It's like if I make one step, I have to do this.
Mm.
But maybe we don't have to be so drastic. It doesn't have to be so binary.
Yeah.
You can plan an exit, and then you can do other things on the side so that financially you're not hit.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to skin a cat. Come talk to us and let us know. Context matters. We can give you some perspective.
Yeah.
And some ideas.
And I think one of the biggest things we need to look at as well is, does it fall into your bigger career strategy?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And is the reason really valid? Because maybe really, is it because I just need a big car to drive around? I need to be seen traveling, and every time I run to my neighbor, I'm like, I got to go to London. Yeah, I'm going to New York next week. And then suddenly you're at home a lot more because you've got a more Asia Pac role. You're more local.
I got this.
Some people cannot make.
I know this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, real story.
You mean all your stories have been fake?
Some of them. Some of them have been masked. But anyway,
Yes.
this guy. Okay, he has such a big ego that whenever he travels on business, he travels on business class for business. Okay.
Is it one of those he takes a picture of the
No.
of the boarding pass with the passport?
So he joined a new company,
alcohol?
and this new company doesn't have business class
class.
policy. Okay,
Right.
he flew to LA, and it was not business class, but he's
Yeah.
so ego that he would not want to be seen in anywhere
Except business
except
class.
business class, in the lounge and everything. So he would actually hide out in
Maybe
the
he
toilet.
has a bad back.
No, he'll hide in the toilet. He'll hide out in the most. He doesn't want to see outside the business class because he's always in the business class lounge. So he got to, when he goes up on the plane in economy, right? Yeah, he'll like. So I don't know. Yeah, just ego.
No.
So sometimes it's just psychological.
and nobody was probably looking at him at all.
Yeah, no one give a
Yeah.
hoot. So
No.
I think in terms of your priorities, you need to figure out what's important to you. And
Yes,
it's just sad.
and yes, we will always feel that slight envy when we keep scrolling on LinkedIn and we see all the humble bragging.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's getting certifications. Everyone's traveling. You're on social media and you see all their Insta photos. They're all on beaches somewhere and they're all holidaying in Hawaii or Fiji or whatever. Some exotic location.
destination.
So you will feel a bit of a rankle because that used to be you, maybe, But yeah, when we go out to the market and we say we need to figure out what's important to us, it's also really important for us to have the psychological resilience, not to compare, because you'll never be happy.
That's true. That's true.
You'll never be happy.
And I think one of the ways to escape this concern about golden handcuffs is, even if you join another company, can it be made good?
Yeah.
So for instance, if you are having like quarter mil or half mil in stock options and everything, is there a way you can negotiate with the new company to offer you like for like?
You could.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Come talk to us.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you're an unknown entity and
Yeah.
you're starting from scratch,
Correct.
and it depends on balance of power, it depends on who needs who more.
Yeah.
So there are so many.
So if you are
variables.
being held ransom, and I like the word ransom actually.
Yeah, you are.
think about it, you're
Hostage.
being held hostage. Ransom.
Hostage.
Okay. In a situation like that, come talk to us. Can't guarantee you any results, but we have successfully unburdened the ransom. I was going to make a Kamala quote, but nah, never mind. Anyway,
No.
you can be unburdened from what has been. Okay, so basically, there are ways. Come talk to us, and we can't guarantee you exact results, but we have been successful. So if you are being handcuffed in such a manner, I think a lot of it is psychological, if you ask me.
Yeah. Anyway, we're really
It's
good.
only money.
We're really good with exit strategies.
It's only money.
We have seen many individuals. When we were headhunting, we've helped
We've
people
helped a lot of people.
extricate themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they really want to move, and they are very attracted by the new role. But now they are very worried about having to throw a letter and to resign. And then I've helped many an individual on smoothing out the exit process.
Sure.
So let us help you with that. And again, try not to think so binary. You know, people are very
I did this or that.
There's a very Singaporean. I think there's a very black and white way that we've been brought up, and it's always very black or very white.
Yeah.
It's either or.
This or that.
But there are many ways. There's a lot of gray areas that you can get involved in, and we'll help you with navigating the complexities.
Come talk to us. Final words of advice. What do you say for people who are in a golden handcuff situation, who are suffering from golden handcuff syndrome?
It's not necessarily a sufferer. You might just enjoy the handcuff and feel very comforted by a handcuff. If that's the case, please be reminded that the handcuff may not be there forever. Sometimes it disappears.
That's true.
And then there's also those who don't enjoy being chained to a role. But yeah, come talk to us and we'll help you out.
And then this is where we cue the theme song, which is
what song?
I Want to Break Free from Queen. But we'll help you to break free from this golden handcuff and
go into another one.
A bigger, nicer diamond handcuff.
No, the handcuff that is huge and is connected to your ankle, and you have to carry your ball along with it every time you try to do a task.
Actually, honestly speaking, I would rather be shackled. I'd rather be shackled to a ball and chain which I can carry around, rather than to be shackled
tethered to a wall, to a permanent stick.
Yeah. So, food for thought. In the meantime,
keep calm.
Keep calm and carry on. Have a good one, guys. Take care.